this technology will 1000% lead to the mark of the beast.
All right, let's see it.
I put a microchip in my arm and it's the best thing ever. This chip is a powerhouse. It's got everything I need. A credit card, my ID, my medical info, and even my keys. And when it's time for groceries, you just tap your wrist and bam! Transaction done. It's like magic. This amazing chip is totally free. That's right, no more digging into your pockets. And the best part, the surgery is quick.
Yes, in Australia, they're willing to microchip you for free. Today it's free, tomorrow it's forced. Revelation 13 says no one will be able to buy or sell at all unless they have the mark in their hand or in their head. And this is the exact type of technology and type of world systems of acceptance that are going to be set up and that are moving exactly to that day and time when no one can buy or sell without the mark of the beast in their hand or in their head.
So there are 4 reasons that this is 1000% not the mark of the beast and not ever going to become the mark of the beast. The first is that the text of Revelation says the mark will be on the right hand or on the forehead, and that video exclusively showed that individual using a chip on their left forearm. So it wasn't even on the hand, much less on the right hand. And it obviously wasn't on the forehead. So this has no relationship whatsoever to what the text of Revelation says the mark of the beast will be. The next 2 reasons have to do with what the mark of the beast actually was supposed to be, because it's combining 2 different concepts. See, there's another part of the Bible which talks about putting signs on the hand and on the forehead, and that's Deuteronomy 6:8, which says that you should bind this as a sign on your hand, and you should wear this as a symbol on your forehead. And this is talking about the texts of the law, and this reading of Deuteronomy 6:8 led to the practice of phylacteries. But what the author of Revelation is doing is kind of calling back to that idea to make it sound like the mark of the beast is going to be kind of a counterfeit Deuteronomy 6:8. It's going to sound like what you're supposed to be doing with these texts of the law, but it's going to be a counterfeit version of that. And that is being combined with the other part of what the mark of the beast was really supposed to be, and that has to do with the number of the beast, which is 666. But in our earliest manuscript witness to Revelation, the number is actually 616 or 616, and the fact that these 2 different variations on the number of the beast are very early in not only our manuscript witnesses but also the references to the number of the beast from early Christian writings all points to the number of the beast very clearly being Nero. Because when you take Nero's name and you transliterate it into Hebrew, and then you add up the numerical value of the Hebrew characters, you can get either 666 or 616. And let's take a look at the difference. So this is a coin that was struck during the reign of Nero Caesar, and you see the name there on the left, spelled in Latin. And if you transliterated this into Hebrew characters, you would get 6 characters: Nun, Resh, Vav, Kof, Samech, and Resh, and the numerical value of those 6 characters would add up to 616. So how do we get 666? Well, you don't go from the Latin, you go from the Greek. Here is a coin that was struck in Greek, and you can see the name on the right side. And this actually doesn't say Nero Kaiser, it says Neron Kaiser. The middle character kind of looks like an M there, but that's actually an N. Now, Neron Kaiser, when you transliterate that into Hebrew, you get Nun, Resh, Vav, Nun. Kof, Samech, Resh. And if you add up the numerical value of those 7 Hebrew characters, you get 666. And we actually have documentation of Nero's name spelled this way in Hebrew characters. So this is a deed that was written in Aramaic, and that first line, it's pretty fragmentary, but we know it refers to the 2nd year of Nero Caesar, which would be between October of 55 CE and October of 56 CE. And I put a little red box around the name Nero Caesar, and there's a lamed on the beginning of it, 2nd year belonging to Nero Caesar. But Caesar is fragmentary, but this is formulaic enough that we know what it says. But before that, Nero is spelled with that final noon. So this is someone translating into Hebrew or Aramaic characters from the Greek spelling of Nero's name. So it would be this spelling in Hebrew that would result in the numerical sum of 666. So the first reason that this is not the mark of the beast is because that microchip has nothing to do with what Revelation says the mark of the beast will be. Second reason is because the mark of the beast is going to be a counterfeit version of what Deuteronomy 6:8 commands folks to do. The third reason is because the mark of the beast is really just coinage, and it's a reference to Nero Caesar. And there was a tradition or a rumor that Nero had not really died, or had died and was going to come back to life, or was going to come back from exile or something like that. And that was the threat that the book of Revelation is talking about. Now, the fourth reason that this is 1000% not the mark of the beast is that the book of Revelation is not about the future. The book of Revelation is a first century apocalyptic document that is exhorting first century Christians to faithfulness in the face of Roman persecution, whether real or imagined. And so when it's talking about the mark of the beast, it's talking about this idea of Nero coming back and imposing Roman rule on Christians and persecuting Christians. And so this is all symbolism referring to this idea that Nero was going to come back. It is not anything about the future, not even the 2nd century CE, absolutely not the 21st century CE. So this is 1000% not the mark of the beast and not ever going to be the mark of the beast. And this creator needs to stop with the ignorant fear-mongering.